Hey, hi, hello. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Ivy Lee and you're watching, you guessed it, Ivy's Mishaps. So today I'm going to point out one of my mishaps that I've already had today, not on camera. The next thing I'm going to be doing is answering questions from people on Twitter, a lot of them my closest friends. If the video ends up taking a little bit too long, I might cut the questions in half and then answer the rest of them on my other video. And while I do that, I'm gonna try and talk, answer questions, read the questions, and do my eye makeup. So I've already done my face and my brows, as you can see. So I just wanted to let you guys know what I had already used. So since I can't really see myself right now, we're just gonna kind of wing this. I need to get one of those things where I can see myself as I'm recording. But I started off with the Badoo primer from Wicked Artistry. So this one is more for like a combination skin. So it so far right now it hasn't, dried my face out or made my face oily in certain areas, which is really, really nice. And the next item that I used is the Fit Me concealer in shade Cool Ivory or 01. If anybody happens to have like a really good concealer that they're in love with, I'm not in love with this one too much. It does crackle or leave kind of like these lines every now and then. So if anybody has any other recommendations, please let me know, because I would love to get a new one. So I didn't, how I'm showing you isn't really in order. So I used the concealer after this one. So this one is the Pro Conceal LA Girl High Definition Concealer. It's a green corrector. So I've got a lot of red on my cheeks, pretty much primarily in this area, and then right around here, and sometimes with acne right here. And then the next one that I use, so it's KVD, or formerly known as Kat Von D brand. Trying to find, so I have Light 44 Cool. But I love the packaging on this. So far, I've had absolutely no complaints with this concealer. It is a heavier concealer than I've normally used. I was previously using a ColourPop concealer, but it just didn't have that coverage that I wanted. So the next one is the N07 powder, translucent perfect light loose powder. I'm not seeing any kind, I don't know if they had like 3 other shades there, but I just got one that looked like it would really go on translucent, but it's pretty good. And the next one, it's a the Tarteist Pro Glow To Go. I really love this because it smells like cocoa. It smells really good and I love it. Then for my eyebrows, I use the NYX Professional Makeup Fill and Fluff. I am actually used the very, very last bit of it today, which is kind of a bummer. If anybody else has any other, eyebrow recommendations, I do like it whenever it's a little bit pointier, and it tends to stay that way, but I'm not comfortable with liquids or gels as of right now. And then for my lips, what I used was Strength by CXC Beauty. Let me just swatch this on here really quick. I absolutely love all of their products that I've received so far. Sorry, that's kind of a messy swatch. So what I did was I put it on my lips just a little tiny bit, and then I just rubbed my lips all together, and then just let it matte down. You can use a lot of it. You can use a little bit of it. Regardless, it goes a long way and it stays a long time. So that's what I have on my face right now. The palette I will be using today is none other than my favorite palette so far, our Loud and Proud CXC Beauty palette. So I'm going to be working with this palette while I start answering some questions. Just in case you guys are curious, I am using the Milani eyeshadow primer. It's lightweight. It's a nude color, so it's very translucent. I am wanting to try and find one that does have more coverage though, so I can do some cut creases without having to use a ton of concealer. And I am using Morphe brushes. I mean, if you guys care to know, there's no numbers on these, but came in this pack. If any of you know what's in this one, because this is my first brush set I've ever purchased myself. All right, so let's get on it. So my first question is from a friend named Erin on Twitter, and it says, which product are you most proud of? So I'm assuming with Wicked. So I do have a lot of our Wicked stuff down here so far. It's really hard to tell. It's really hard to figure out which one I'm proud of, because I am proud of every product. You know, all of our products have so much care put into it. I would have to say though, I mean, our neons are one of the brightest I've ever used. And that's just a fact. I would play in neon colors, especially during Halloween time or New Year's. And it's crazy pigmented. It's amazing. And then our paint pots, which we just came out with, our cream face paints. Those ones they were just very unique. It was very different for us to come out with that. And it really helped us hopefully branch out into, a new demographic. So our next question is from, I'm just going to do a Twitter handle name. So it's from Sleepy Panda Geo. What is your favorite color, music, and hobby? So my favorite colors don't really stick. They don't really stay. It normally depends on the time of year, what mood I tend to be in for those couple of weeks. So lately it has been a pastel purple, and I haven't really felt any changes in that, so I'm going to stick with pastel purple. For my favorite music, I am a huge heavy metal fan. I can tolerate other music. I grew up on country music, and I have had friends listen to rap and R&B. I've had friends listen to EDM. I can't really remember any other names or like genres, but it's mainly just heavy metal that I'm into. I apologize if it looks like I'm doing this all awkward. I'm not used to my mirror being this far away from me. I'm used to it being very, very close. And then that next question was hobby. So my hobbies used to be cleaning and making things out of cardboard and duct tape, like shelving, anything like that. I don't know, but now I have found a new hobby thanks to all of you out there on Twitter and Instagram. And I'm just going to give a shout out to my friend Robin, because I see her on Facebook now more than anything. She has blossomed like crazy, and just watching her blossom really inspired me. She went from doing, very beautiful, I don't want to call them everyday looks, because she always added something very unique to it, but to like making murals on her face, and it was just absolutely wonderful. And that it really inspired me to just try something along, with, like I said, everybody else as well. But her, definitely, we started a connection way early on whenever I first started Wicked about a year ago. And just kind of stuck, and I got to see her grow, and, now she's able to see me grow, which is beautiful. So our next question is from Brenda, or who I call Mama Curtis, or Mama. So her question is, what brought you to create makeup? So I actually, if you guys can tell with how I'm putting makeup on right now, had not really any interest in makeup. And that's mainly because I just didn't know how to put it on. I was always a tomboy growing up. But when I met Kelly, and I think that there's a question in here, something along those lines. Sorry, my cat might come into the frame. But whenever she was talking to me about it, and I just saw her vision, and I thought it was beautiful. And that's honestly what, brought me to creating makeup. We would make lip glosses together, and she would show me, how she would mix like eye gels. She would just show me how to make the items, and it was just so cool, and it almost got me to wanting to make one of my own palettes. So it's a very cool thing that I, was kind of this tomboy growing up, and then all of a sudden I'm getting into makeup. So thank you, Brenda, for that. So our next one is Tara Bostic BLM. So which product would you recommend for a first-time buyer? I would say, obviously, one of our palettes. So since the Graffiti palette is just a limited edition. Obviously, you know, our Renaissance palette, but it would be either our Holo glitters, or it would be our neons. So our neons was one of the first things out of Wicked that I played with first. And we're just gonna go with whatever happens to my face. Just brace yourselves, because I don't know what's gonna happen. So that's what I would recommend for a first time buyer from Wicked. A palette, neons. If you're not comfortable with neons, the glitters are so easy to work, and you know, you can have a little bit or a lot, and it goes a long way, and it's not a pain in the butt. So so I hope you like my suggestion. So our next one is from Albert. Okay, so our next question is from Albert. What drives me to keep going, and have I ever thought about quitting? So I'm just gonna say, no, I've never thought about quitting. It's never really been, there's a lot of things in my past, you know, and as you guys get to know me, you know, I'm not gonna ever say I haven't been a quitter, but I've definitely always been a very determined person. And I've wanted to, you know, follow a lot of things through, but sometimes it just doesn't work. This, however, is one thing that I do not ever want to quit. It's challenging, definitely, you know, especially with like all these other indie brands coming up, and, you know, you want to try and support, but also, you know, make sure that we support our own brand. What drives me to keep going is the fact that I know we are creating something beautiful, and it's not just for makeup. I really think that's one thing that sets us apart from, you know, mainly any other bigger corporations out there, because a lot of other indie brands, you know, they have their reasoning for why they do it, and it's probably beautiful reasoning, just like it is with us. However, with us, with Wicked Artistry, it's more, it is about the art. You know, our slogan is, we are art, be the idea. Art can come in many shapes and forms, whether you know, you're slapping makeup on your face like I'm doing right now, or you're doing that SFX makeup, or tattooing, or doing those super awesome like 3D chalk things on the sidewalk, to art on a canvas, to singing, creating jewelry. Okay, I think I went a little off topic on that, but that's okay. I digressed, which might happen a lot in my channel. So essentially what drives me to keep going? People receiving our products and really enjoying them. And whether they do a simple everyday look, or they just go all out with something that's just absolutely crazy. By the way, this palette's very pigmented. I'm just, because I'm on camera and my first time doing makeup on camera, I'm trying to be careful. So, just letting you know. Normally I'm able to slap it on and get it done real quick. Okay guys, sorry, I had to take a little intermission there. So our next question is from Albert. What drives me to keep going, and have I ever thought about quitting? I'm just gonna answer the second one first. No, I have not thought about quitting. There have definitely been some hard times, but not once have I ever thought about quitting. I will say, however, that is because I was brought on with Wicked, most likely. I don't have a lot of the pressure of it being my dream firsthand. It was Kelly's dream to start off with, and you know, she found me, and I just happened to be, I guess, one of the few people in her life that saw the potential in Wicked. So what keeps me to keep going is honestly seeing her dream thrive, and me being able to be a part of it. Seeing our, you know, our consumers purchase a product and be really, really happy with the product, whether it's an everyday look or something that's just out of this world. So that's my answer for that. Thank you, Albert. That was a very good question. Our next one is from Brianna Parsons. I'll just keep adding this red on here. So Brianna Parsons, would you ever collab with a major retail to sell your products? I know we have thought about it. However, I do know it's quite difficult to do that. You need multiple products, which we do have now. But you know, that's more of something that, I mean, I'm sure we would. I don't know who we would do it with at first. That would be more of something, you know, for Kelly and I to both answer together while on screen or on, you know, Twitter or a podcast or something like that. But I'm sure we would. But we would still try and focus on, you know, the smaller influencer and the smaller brands and trying to uplift, you know, as much as we can without putting ourselves down. So our next question is from Hillary. Who inspires you the most? So that one's a really, really tough one. If I were to do my personal life, it would be my mother and my boyfriend's mother. They're both incredibly strong women. They have gone through different paths. It's just beautiful. You know, every time I find myself down or thinking I can't do something with my son, I think about one of those two, and it gives me the strength to keep going. I don't have it that bad. And not to say that they had it bad, but I've got a lot of things to be thankful for that they most likely did not have at the time, you know, when I was little or when my boyfriend and his siblings were little. So who inspired me the most would be my mom and my mother-in-law. So thank you very much for that question. All right, and so our next one, looks like we are gonna get through these, and I'm just taking forever on my makeup look. So our next one is from Lana Damon. So a lot of people are starting their own brand recently. Any veteran advice to these new indies? So I would say I'm not a veteran. I hit my first mark on Twitter, or my first year on Twitter 2 or 3 days ago. And, you know, I've been with Wicked a little over a year, almost a year and a half. But from what I've seen, you know, Kelly go through, I'm gonna swap brushes. What I've seen Kelly go through, and, you know, a lot of other indie brands go through whenever they do post their struggles, is fear based around, is this going to become anything? Am I making a difference? And I'm just gonna tell you guys and Kelly right now, yes, you are making a difference. You might not believe it or see it at the moment, but don't give up. The veteran advice I would say is this takes time, so much time, and all of the effort that all of you guys put into it is 110% worth it. That is my advice. It takes time and frustration, you know, and that's one of the reasons why I'm so happy that I'm on this journey with Kelly, because I can help, you know, bring her head back to that positive place. You know, sometimes I can't always, and that's okay. But that's the main advice. It takes time, and there's frustrations, and it's gonna happen. There's gonna be some weeks where you see little to no sales, and that's gonna happen, you know? It just is. And that doesn't mean you have to quit. I know you're pouring your heart and your money into it, and it just feels like it's not getting anywhere, but you don't have to quit. If you want to, by all means, you know, don't stress yourself out, but it takes time. It takes more than a couple years. Some people just, like, I would say get lucky, but some people, you know, may have been doing this for a really long time or for a little while, and, you know, they do catch their break early. And, you know, more power to them. That's so freaking awesome. But just because something amazing happens to somebody else, some other brand or whatever, does not mean it's not going to happen to you. Don't take competition too seriously. Stay kind. And patience. Patience, definitely. And so the next one is just what area of makeup are you most excited to explore and learn about? So the SFX world, oh my goodness, all the dimensions and changing your face. And I mean, I'm just now starting to, you know, do moderate blending, I guess. But that would just be so amazing to go into and learn all of that just amazing stuff. I don't even know what a lot of it would be called, but that's why I thought it was cool that we had the paint pots come out. You know, hoping to see, you know, whether people were using another brand's paint pots or ours or whatever, just to see what they come up with. I know I have so many people on my Twitter feed that just come out with bomb crazy looks, and I love it, and I would love to explore that and learn more about that. So the next one from Lana is, which Wicked product launch were you and Kelly most nervous about? So I'm trying to look at some of our products over here. I would say at the very beginning, it would probably be the neons to start off with. Mainly just because, I mean, you know, we just didn't know. You know, some other brands had neons going on, but, you know, a lot of them were bigger brands. And I think we were just hoping that we sold a good amount. You know, our setting spray, we were a little nervous about, but it also was released at a difficult time. So, but I want to say it would have been the neons, because we were just like giddy little girls, you know, at a slumber party or something, trying not to get caught by our parents, just giggling and staying up too late. But it would probably be that, our neons. So our next question is from Chandler Thomas. If you could create any product, what would it be? No stipulations, no money issues, no problems, nothing getting in the way. So I would want to create, and there's this place called the Makeup Eraser that I saw, which I believe they kind of did it, but I would want to create pretty much a rag like they had done that removes your makeup, exfoliates your skin, and then on another side, it's almost like a polisher type, to where I know that my skin, whenever, regardless if I use a wipe, cotton balls and an oil, or something that claims to remove the makeup, you know, and you don't have to like throw it away, you know, and be kind of like wasteful or anything. Although I haven't tried the makeup remover or makeup eraser one yet, but it would be a remover, exfoliator, just a very gentle one, and then something to leave my skin soft, all in one, preferably in a rag. The only thing is, I mean, I guess if there's no stipulations, then, you know, you'd be able to wash it however you wanted to wash it, and, you know, that's what I would want to create, because my skin just gets so bad depending on, you know, what makeup remover I use. So if I didn't have to put any chemicals on my face and I could just use something natural to take it off, that would be super bomb. That would be awesome. Thank you for that question. That one was very interesting. So our next question is by none other than Nails by Rory, who is going to have his website up soon to sell his gorgeous nails. So his one is, what was the hardest thing about creating Wicked? So like I said in the very beginning, I actually didn't create Wicked. However, I did come in after the very first launch of Wicked, which was the graffiti palette. I would say the hardest thing about creating Wicked was keeping Wicked going. Like I said earlier, you know, it requires a lot of patience and it takes so much time. You know, and I've never thought about giving up, but that's not to say, you know, that anybody else hasn't, you know, and I'm not entirely sure if that is true. You know, if I'm never going to know what somebody else truly feels, you know, and I'm not going to force it out of them. If my partner doesn't want to tell me something, you know, she doesn't have to. The hardest part, or the hardest thing about creating Wicked, I would say just finding products that meet everybody's desires, such as, you know, vegan, cruelty-free, trying to have the most natural products, not as harmful to the skin. That would probably be the hardest. And then also trying to find something that's unique. You know, it's very, very expensive to have something that is all yours, you know, like if you were to have a 9-pan palette, but have the pan shaped a different way and the box itself shaped a different way, and, you know, coming up with names, it's you know, nobody owns a 9-pan palette or a 12-pan palette. Nobody owns the colors red, orange, yellow, green, whatever. So I would say that that's probably the hardest part about creating Wicked, is creating things that are unique to us, to our brand. So thank you for that one, Rory. So our last question is Tara Brown Beauty. What are your goals for Wicked, short-term and long-term? So goals for Wicked, my personal goals for Wicked, short-term, is just to keep on going. Keep making products that people love, that, you know, are as non-harmful to the environment as possible. And just keep pumping them out and trying to think of unique ways to create makeup, other makeup. Sorry guys, I'm going to go in with one of our neons really quick. But, you know, just trying to come up with makeup that people will thoroughly enjoy and want to use. Sorry guys, I kind of got that all up on myself there. Cannot wait to get my nails fixed because that's what made that happen. So, and then, so short term, just get people to see us, get people to notice us. Hopefully they will. Hopefully they'll give us a try. And hopefully they'll keep coming back. You know, whether it's for the same product or, you know, to try something different. And long term for Wicked, I just want to keep making sales. You know, I mean, if we end up going with some big time retailer, super great. That is awesome. But I just want to keep making makeup that people love and they want to use, and I want to make sure that our meaning for Wicked sticks and stays around. You know, which is, we are art, be the idea. I want people to remember, especially in the long run, remember what we stand for, and that is to uplift others that are not seen, especially creators that are not seen, and help them be seen. And, you know, part of the reason as to why, you know, this makeup is here as well is so that they can be seen with our brand. They can be seen using our products and loving our products, which, yes, you know, I guess you could say that that is a marketing move. Oh my gosh, this is so pigmented. Sorry, focusing real quick. Okay, well, you guys can just judge how this is afterwards. Making sure the little guy's seen. I know that there are a lot of people, especially in my feed, you know, there's so many talented ones, and, you know, the ones that are seen, like, awesome. Super, super happy for them. You know, it's amazing. I'm so happy and proud for them that they are being seen. But then there, you know, like I said, there are some that aren't seen, and those are the ones we really want to reach down for and pull up so they can be seen. Sorry guys, I'm going to dig into the Purple Passion palette from CXC Beauty because they have the white in here. I'm just gonna kind of put it a little under my brow bone. So that is pretty much all of the questions. I really, really do appreciate you guys, you know, like interacting with that tweet and asking me questions. So I'm just gonna kind of talk and tell you guys a little bit about my day and the misfit, or the mishap, excuse me. I'm thinking of Misfits, the band. But one of my mishaps earlier today was I spent a ridiculous amount of time on my eyebrows, like a ridiculous amount of time. Oh my gosh. And I ended up with 2 different kinds of eyebrows. We have this one and this one. If y'all want, you can tell me which one you like best. I can't decide because I'm just fed up with them right now. So what I'm going to be doing next is just putting a little bit of white, just a little tiny bit of white, just in my crease right here, or in my tear duct, and blending that out a bit. All right, I think I did pretty good. I think I did pretty good for, you know, that was a really weird look, I'm sorry, for my first time being on video. So this is what I've got going on. I'm gonna just, you know, do the under the eye portion and throw on some lashes, and then I'll be right back. All right, guys, and after 20 years, I am back with lashes, and I went ahead and I added some of Wicked Artistry's Dali glitter. Let me see if I can open this. Sorry, my hands are a little, I just tried to clean them off, so they're a little slippery. Hopefully you guys can see that. And also, because I'm still not very good at applying eyelashes yet, I do like to go in between, like where my lashes would be if they weren't all gone, because I was trying, like, you know, the lashes where you can keep them on for a bit, but I go in between the actual falsie lash and where my lashes would be. And I like to use the CXC Beauty Fine Point liner. So I really like CXC Beauty's liner because it does have this fine point for me, you know, to be able to, for me personally, you know, reach in between that area better to just kind of fill it in. And then they also have, that was the same side, then they also have kind of like just a regular marker side, which is really, really good for me as a beginner with eyeliner. You know, because I'm still having to practice putting eyeliner on. As of right now, I don't really like putting eyeliner on beforehand, just because I don't really know where my lashes are going to end up, and sometimes I just don't feel like taking them off and doing them again. Now for the lashes, you ask, whose lashes are they? That you will have to find out within the next couple of episodes. So thank you guys so much for, you know, tuning into this one. Sorry if it was a little bit longer. I'm just really happy you guys are watching. At the end of this video, I'm going to try and just put some close-up pictures of my eye. So tell me, do you hate it, do you like it, or do you love it? Let me know in the comments below.